Well, hey there, it's Catherine from CatherinePooler.com. In this video, we're going to do some Canvo bullet journaling. We're going to use these products here. They went out to subscribers at the very beginning of February, so they've had plenty of time to get their March bullet journal spreads looking spiffy. These products are now in our shop, so if you missed them as a Club Canvo subscriber, you can still grab them. Our Club Canvo subscribers do get a discount though, and they get them early, so there's perks. And be sure to subscribe by the last day of the month to get in for the next month. So we're getting ready to ship out April right about now. Here is a quick look at the spreads we're going to make today. But first, if you have not clicked that red subscribe button below the video on YouTube, I hope you will, because then we can hang out some more here on YouTube, and that would be awesome. So here is a quick walkthrough of my Canvo bullet journal so far for this winter. I have a future log. I have some weekly spreads. I've been using the tracker stamps in my Canvo bullet journal. Each of our monthly themed stamp sets has a stamp that is perfect for tracking habits. And then my weekly spreads, they're really cutely decorated with the stamps from the monthly themed sets. Here is my March spread, so you can see that fun space theme. And I used my full calendar stencil to quickly and easily make that calendar grid. Here is a weekly spread, and I'm going to recreate this one using different colors for you today so you can see how quick and easy it is to do. And then my March cover page. I'm in love with this spread right here. I love the rainbow stars. It feels very Lucky Charms to me, which I think is fantastic for March. And I love this little universe balloon cluster. This was created to be used as a tracker because it has 7 planet balloons, but you can use it just to decorate your pages. So it has a little bunny astronaut that is holding on to the balloons, but we separated those 2 stamps so that you have flexibility in stamping. You can stamp the bunny astronaut with the balloon cluster, or you can use him alone, and you can use the balloon cluster by itself as well. Now for this weekly spread, I use the weekly 2 stencil. Our Club Canvo subscribers get a new stencil with their shipment every single month. And towards the end of the month, all the products will hit the shop for general ordering. So we have weekly 1 and then the weekly 2. And the weekly 2 is these 4 circles. They are fantastic for a quick weekly spread. So the way I'm using it here is with ink blending. So I have a little bit of washi tape. I use that just to kind of tack my stencil down a little bit so that it wouldn't move around when I was ink blending. I'm using my life-changing brushes and just dipping that onto the ink pad and then doing ink blending over those open circles. I think this is a really super fun look, and they kind of feel planetary to me. We're going to use that stencil, the stencil again in the next spread, but this is one way to use it. And then there is that bunny astronaut with the planets. It's so adorable. So I'm going to leave that blank because I'm going to use this as a tracker, and then as the week goes on and I hit my goals, I can every day color in a new planet. So I'm going to do a little bit of decorating here. So I have my March stamp set. This is another thing that our Club Canvo subscribers get, and then of course it pops into the shop later in the month. So every single month you get a 3x4 stamp set, and it has the month written out 3 different times in hand lettered fonts. So you don't have to worry about having fabulous, trendy, gorgeous handwriting because we've done it for you. And maybe you do have gorgeous handwriting yourself, which in that case I'm jealous, but this is really easy, just to stamp the names of your months on your pages. So for this rocket ship, I am coloring it in using a blender pen. Excuse my little hair curl there. I was getting in close so I could see what I was doing. And I'm just coloring it in the little flame coming out of the bottom of the rocket. Just do a lighter shade of orange and then a darker shade of orange and just kind of flick that color. And then for the rocket body, I'm going a little bit darker toward the edges so that it gives it a little appearance of being 3-dimensional. And then I'm adding in some suede shoes and just adding some detail on there. So the blender pen is basically a clear marker, and dip it in any of your ink pads and you have coordinating markers. And now here is a look at the two spreads, the one done with the Aquatini and then the one done with Coral Cabana. And then you can see how I colored the planets in. So I want to do a little bit more stamping here. So I'm using these little bullets. Every bullet journal monthly stamp set that we come out with has some bullets. And I don't know if you noticed, but I only inked up 5 of those stars instead of all 6. So if you have too many or you just want to do a couple, you have that option. It's called selective stamping. So just ink up the part of the image that you want to use. And then I'm going to do a reading tracker. I have to keep up with my book club friends and make sure that I'm reading each monthly choice and staying on task. So this will be a great little tracker for me. And then this spread, I am basically shamelessly copying it from Club Canvo ambassador Allison Cope. I was looking through some of the spreads our ambassadors did, and I thought this would be a really fun one to demonstrate for you guys because it uses the circle stencil or the weekly 2 stencil in a different way. So I just tacked it down with that washi tape, used my Le Pen and traced around the outside, and then I moved it ever so slightly and traced again. And so you get that double circle look. And then I stamped March in black, and then I did the tracing around the circle again, avoiding the letters. So isn't that adorable? I love it. Allison, you genius, you. And then March, I stamped it in Midnight ink, which is archival, and it does stain your stamps. So if you're concerned about that, have a bottle of Ultra Clean on hand. As soon as you're done stamping, spray your stamp down, let it sit for a second, and then wipe it off. You will get most of the Midnight ink off. You won't get it all off, but this is your best way to get a lot of that staining off. And then this fun little stamp, I don't know what to call it, but it's kind of like a little smidge or a snapshot of space. So it's the stars are open and then it's kind of like a paint splotch or something. I don't know. It's so cute. So I'm stamping it in a rainbow of colors, just like my friend Allison did. And I'm using my Carnivale ink minis. When using mini ink pads, you may notice a little line on your stamp. That's because the ink pad is so small, and when that edge gets in the middle of your stamp, it may leave a mark. So the way to fix that is just gently tap your ink pad all over the stamp and watch it and make sure that it kind of gets buffed out there. But that is one kind of feature of mini ink pads that you may want to watch out for. And then if you get your ink pads contaminated with other colors or you find they're running dry, you can get ink refills, and just a little squeeze and rubbing that nozzle across the surface of the ink pad is all you need to refresh your stamp. And then you are going to get a ton of mileage out of it. I have been using our ink pads for about 4 years now. That's how long we've had them out. And I have never emptied a bottle of ink refill. So as much as I stamp and as much as I re-ink my ink pads, I've never run out of ink before from an ink refill bottle. So if that gives you an idea. So I am stamping some stars all over this weekly spread, again inspired by Allison Cope. Just love this spread. I can't wait to use it for my weekly to-do lists. So you may notice I'm stamping a couple times before re-inking. This is called second generation stamping, and it gives you a lighter shade of your ink color. So it's a great way to stretch your ink colors. And then to clean off your stamps, I just keep a little paper towel nearby, just give it a little spritz with water, and that's all you need to clean off your stamps. Our inks are water-based, they're dye inks, and they clean up really easily, except for the Midnight. The Midnight is permanent. So I'm just going to finish up stamping all of these stars, the Be Mine, the Samba, the Coral Cabana. Actually, yeah, I did do Samba in there, didn't I? Limoncello, Mardi Gras, Aquatini, no, All That Jazz, sorry. Mardi Gras, All That Jazz, Suede Shoes, and Grape Crush. And then I thought that Shooting Star was really, really cute under the March. So I shared 2 simple weekly spreads with you using the same products from our March Club Canvo. Like I said, all these products are now in the shop. And if you are excited about Club Canvo like we are, be sure to head over. All the links will be below in the YouTube description, and subscribe now. We would love to have you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you again soon.